everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would show one final update to the Skaar Megalodon, and I decided to go with that name. I do appreciate all the other names that were sent in comments. I will try to use those on future creations, but there's quite a few people that kind of like the Megalodon name too, so I did go with that. But I wanted to show you some the last updates before I get this thing released, and a discovery with LCDs, which came at perfect timing. I'll show you what I'm talking about with that in a bit here. But I've been working on the ship quite a lot the last couple of days. A lot of LCD work, tweaking out of certain places and rooms and other things. But to start with, though, one of the primary things I wanted to accomplish here was to get this thing CPU compliant, and it is now. So it's Core 9 Reforged Eden build, just under 2.1 million CPU. To accomplish that, I removed 6 XL thrusters, a repair bay, and a teleporter, and a few constructors, and a couple turrets as well. But I didn't really leave it too bad. I took out an XL thruster on each side over here. Now I did have to seal up all these thruster holes with these airtight grates. Otherwise, you're going to lose oxygen on the interior. But every one of these thrusters can be added in from inside the ship. You're going to have to remove the grates, though. So you got a thruster each for strafing. If we hop into the hangar over here, you can add in these thrusters here from inside the ship, but you do have to remove the grates again. So it's still got 4 XL lift thrusters intact. You can add 2 more. It's got 1 each strafing thruster. I also removed 2 forward thrusters. Same idea over here. They're also accessible from inside the ship, where you can put these back into place after you remove the grates. So that's all set up. So let's talk about LCDs and a new tech here. So let me go upstairs here. Let's take a look at this LCD back here. I think I can show you a good example of what's going on here. So if you take a look at this LCD, it's kind of a recycled version from the Proxima. But if you look at these red bars over here, notice how you can kind of see through those. But if you look at the outer red, it's like completely opaque. And this has to do with a command called alpha. Let me show you how this works here. I'll try to position the screen so I can see that at the same time as the LCD code. So let's hop in here. So I didn't know about this command before, and I was told by one author who was told by another author, and neither author wants to be mentioned on who they were. But I wanted to get this information out to everybody so everybody knows about this, because I think it's the greatest thing since sliced cheese, quite frankly, with LCD creation at least. So these vertical bars are done here in this LCD, and there's an extra statement in here added, which is this alpha, and it equals a number sign and then 20. What you're dealing with here is a percentage between probably 0 and 99, where 99 is completely opaque and 0 would be completely transparent. So if I adjust this number here, like right now, what you're seeing, these bars here are at 20% transparency. Say I wanted to take it up to 80%, you notice how much brighter they get. Or if I go down to 10%, they get dimmer yet. Really, really cool thing for LCDs. I had a huge problem with LCDs, especially overlapping one thing over another. You get the flickery problems. It would mess up depending on which way you're looking at it. All kinds of weird problems involved with that, and which I was just kind of shying away from ever doing that kind of thing anymore. But knowing this command totally changes the game with it. You can do a lot of neat stuff, and I barely just touched the surface on what you can do with this command. One caveat I wanted to talk about, though, is if you don't have this in the right order, it won't work. So it's simple, though. So anytime you have a color command, the color command will automatically reset the alpha and set it to 100% or completely opaque. So if you have a color command, you've got to have the alpha command right after, or I would recommend right after the color command. If this alpha here was moved to the other side of color, it won't work, and you'd see everything at 100% opacity. Now this is just really cool, though. It allows you to do a lot of different tricks So obviously I took this recycled sign here and just added alpha to this one part of it, and I already like it. You know, you can see through this, and you can see the CV hub lettering behind it and stuff like that. Another use of this, and let's go across over to the farms, is you can dim things out so much to make LCDs look more like signs and not display screens, like what was done here in the for the grow plot signs. Notice how it looks a lot like a regular sign, and it's not all bright and whatnot. It's because it's running at 10% opacity, basically, with that alpha command. So I did that for made all these grow plot signs. We got some purple ones over here for the pentaxid plots out in this section. So let's look at some other LCD work that's been done so far. Let me get the HUD back off here. So in this back kind of lounge room, bar, grill, whatever it might be, kind of had some fun over here. I've been working on this thing. This is the Star Bladers knife throwing challenge. The idea, loose idea, is you got to throw the knives and hit the tips of these triangles, and anytime you miss and hit the center, it adds to the CME bonus, which you would collect if you hit all 8 tips over here. Yeah, zany game, zany menu too, crazy menu options, a lot of Empyrion related things in the mix there. So just fun stuff there. Let's go down the main hallway to the arena. There we are. So this I did. This is actually called the Spike Pit. Now I changed the name of that bar a little bit in the back. So the Spike Pit, and we got Mad Axe versus Hammer Hamster over here. So trying to make this kind of a little bit like a I don't know, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter kind of thing. So having a little bit of fun with that. You can change the names of these fighters pretty easily as well in the LCDs here. Added some little laser fences here, again with a little bit of alpha in there, just I don't know, try to dial them in a little bit. Finally got around to adding stuff over in Psycho V's shop, or a little signage. So we have like our fancy desk, Catch the Wave special, $29.99. Notice how it's in a wave. Thought that was kind of fun. We got our Big Vision picture, requires power, no remote, no touchy, mega definition, deep discount television over there. And then we have our snazzy shroom wash out special and our wall part box red eye special. So yeah, a lot of deals, a lot of sales going on here. So definitely check out Psycho V's. And then we got the Spike Pit Pub instead of just the Spike Pit with 2 T's before. Got rid of the second T. Realized that is the last name of a actor. Didn't want wasn't intended to be. So I think I added some other LCDs somewhere else too in various places. For storage, I did get all that dialed in. So we've got 6 640K regular cargo bays, 4 320K cargo bays, and 1 320K ammo bay, and a ton of boxes and things. So I'll try to label some of this stuff too. There's just bazillions of them in the ship. Often I use them as decorative things too, kind of like the box randomly sitting here it's because it looks nice, and stuff like that. So got all that in place. CPU's in check. Everything's set up for upgrading. What I've been working on is a inner elevator LCD setup. I'm going to do a very similar to what I did in the Proxima. Don't mind this. I haven't modified this sign really yet. So I'm going to try to reinvent this a little bit and use some of that alpha stuff and make interior LCD signs for the main elevator of the ship, which goes all the way to the bridge, the farms, and the production area, and the hangar, and the flight deck. So if you can navigate this one elevator, you can get to pretty much all the main function of the ship right away. So other upgrading things that can be done on the ship, you can add in 2 more advanced generators in this location here. I have 2 on the other side of the ship now. So you got that for upgrading. If we hop over to this side of the ship here. This is your shield alley area. So, well, you got your spot for your fusion reactor. You can get in one medium shield up in there, and then 4 large shield pieces. Obviously, your thruster upgrade mount over there. Going through this room here, you've got locations for 6 small shields, a couple more medium shields. The 2 main generators of the ship are above here right now. And then in this next room, you got 2 more medium shield parts, 2 more small shield parts. So that combined total, 1 fusion reactor, 4 large shield pieces, 6 medium shield, and 8 small shield parts can be slopped in here. Same thing, similar with the repair bay. Got a location for the repair bay and the console. Also removed the teleporter from the bridge. That had to do with the CPU. I'm setting up an LCD name across here. Kind of trippy. One thing with this alpha transparency is, like, for instance, like you see some like almost a cyan color in here. There's no cyan in this LCD. It's basically if you mix 2 colors together, it'll blend them when the alpha transparency is on. So this blue is a byproduct of the white and the kind of orangish red tone in there. Interesting thing about it is if you had the old school 3D glasses, this might actually pop out a little bit. I don't own a pair, or I'd actually look at it and see if that actually is the case. It kind of looks like you'd kind of see some 3D effects on the letters here. Again, that really awesome alpha transparency command for LCDs. Allows you a lot of different things. Other than that, I think that's it on the ship. I got no reason at all not to get this out this Saturday. I even started taking some pictures already. I've got to do some more LCD work and on the ship yet. Did a couple shots out on the front here. I got these 2 to do yet. They have interiors. They just don't have the side engine, the LCD work, and the weird stuff going on with that yet. And then I wanted to make an LCD for the captain's home theater. Gotta have that. And yeah, that's about it. That is about it. So yeah, I appreciate all the comments, all the name suggestions and everything. And after starting this thing, I think early November-ish, or early to mid-November-ish, finally get this thing done. And definitely mid-January. So yeah, this is might take the cake for the longest build that I think I've might have done. Probably a good 2-month project here, at least. And I think there's only 2 or 3 days in the last 2 months that I might have not done something to the ship every day. I mean, some days more than others for sure. But yeah, this is a big build for me. I'm going to try to avoid such big builds in the near future. I'll have to recover after this one for a while. One thing I do want to address, though, is I got to mess around, and I want to build a useful module for this. Probably not going to be a farming module, but I'm thinking more of a dropship module, bring down to the planet, and be able to bring stuff back up to the ship. However, this thing's pretty well equipped to land on planets, too, if you want to take the entire ship down to the surface. Stuff like that. But oh yeah, final numbers here too. I do believe it's going to remain size class 28, right around this 24-hour and 53-minute build time. Takes a ton of carbon, takes a ton of iron. Not a lot else though. I mean, yeah, you're going to need some estrium and zirconium, of course, for the thrusters and other various CV parts. The only thing I might have to remove, though, or figure out how this is actually going to work, is I got these posters in here, and it's like, it's almost acting like you've got to manually build these things before you can spawn it in. I got to see how that's actually going to work in survival with that. If that's the case, I'll probably end up removing the posters. Didn't really want to, but yeah, I don't like the idea of having to build these separately, like weird poster parts. I figured it would just automatically make them with carbon substrate or something in the ship. Yeah, But anyway, that's all I've got for today. In the last video I'll probably do on this Skaar carrier here, and I'll probably move on to other creations here after a smidgen of recovery time after this one. So anyway, you all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.